Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is B.fleye Beauty. I typically do beauty videos, product videos, really simple tricks and tips for you. But today I wanted to talk about something a little different. I wanted to talk a little bit about anxiety. I have, I would say, a medium amount of everyday anxiety that I live with, and I think it runs in my family. And I think people are talking about it a lot more now, but I just wanted to say that it is normal to have this anxiety and to live with this busyness and this worry. And even though it doesn't feel good, I think some people are still under the impression that they shouldn't have it. And wouldn't it be nice to not have anxiety, right? Very interesting that I have the least amount of anxiety when I go on a trip, especially to someplace I've never been, and I could be totally lost and it doesn't worry me at all. And I think part of that is not having the schedule back to back with all the worry or tedious things that we are responsible for in our daily lives. I think my biggest anxiety comes from relationships. I think I'm really confident in my work and in a lot of other areas of my life, but when it comes to relationships, I get very nervous and worried about the unknown. Will this relationship work out? Will this relative call me back? And I do think that that stems from things that we've experienced as younger children, people, or just any other experience that we've had that maybe is not the best experience, and that affects us in a way where we expect every other situation to happen the same. I've had some family things happen in the past where there's an argument and then I'm not talked to for a very long time because I am disagreed with. And so I have this fear and worry that if I speak up in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, and I speak up about my feelings, that person's gonna go away. And so I get kind of nervous about, can I say what I want to say? Will that person stay around? Or I don't want to hurt people's feelings and I want to make them feel happy and wonderful. And so if someone is hurting my feelings, I don't always tell them because I am nervous that I'm going to hurt their feelings, and I don't want to do that, or they're going to get upset with me and then we're not going to be okay, like for the rest of our lives, which is super silly, right? My grandpa once said to me, by the way, I'm a Christian. My grandpa was a pastor when he was alive, and he once put his arm around me and said, Sarah, you know what anxiety is, right? It's just worry that God is not in control. And that has really stuck with me, and that's what I try to remember when I'm in that situation, is like, you actually don't have control, and to relinquish that and to relax into what's going to happen. My therapist has also said something really wonderful, which is let future Sarah deal with that, right? So I also wanted to talk a little bit about how I deal with those anxieties. My day-to-day anxiety, I just take like an over-the-counter herbal thing. And day-to-day I seem to be fine, but then when a bigger relational situation comes up where the anxiety is really high, I try to think of those things, like giving that control back to God, letting myself deal with it when it actually comes to that, because I create these things in my mind that maybe haven't happened yet. And there is something good to say about a woman's intuition, where my body can feel like something is wrong, but I can't deal with it right now because it hasn't happened yet. So even if my body is correct and something will happen, my goal is to deal with it when it happens so that I can be in the present. I have a very hard time being in the present and focusing on what's happening right now when I'm in a really high anxiety moment. I actually take holy basil, which is my over-the-counter herbal thing, and I just get that at a natural food store. I take baths every night, bubble baths. Even if I have been up since 2 a.m. or till 2 a.m., I will still come home and take a bubble bath because that relaxes me and that gets me ready for sleep, because I really need good sleep. And I try to get those Bible verses that really help me to remember where the control lies. And I'm actually starting to try meditation again. I'm not the best at it. I think it's hard when you have anxiety because your brain is running like crazy. Another tip is I have a piece of paper by my bed where I write any sort of anxiety or things that I'm afraid I'm going to forget to say to someone, to do, to accomplish, or just to remember in general. And I write all that down. That way I can get a good night's sleep. So all of this to say, like, I deal with anxiety daily and I'm able to live a normal life, and I know some people are not. So just know that I understand how you feel. It is okay to feel anxiety and overwhelm and worry. But it's also good to find those things that can calm us down. And for me, it's bubble baths. It's talking to friends. It's remembering what my grandpa said, trying to focus on the present. And I do think my number one thing I'm going to start doing is the meditation. I used to do this really lovely thing in the morning where I would write out something that I learned from my Bible reading and relate that to my regular life and really focus on that by journaling along with that. And I've kind of gone away from that, so I think that will help as well. But I would love some advice from you guys, and you can tell me in the comments below how you deal with anxiety and worry and overwhelm. And I just wanted to get the conversation started because I know I deal with it, and with family situations, with romantic relationships, with friendships, and you're not alone. And really, that's all I wanted to talk about today. So let's start a discussion, and I will chat with you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.